Welcome to NEK-TV Rocks, and my guest today, again, is Jen Bernier from Fresh Start Community Farm. Hey, Jen.
How you doing?
Whole lot of stuff happening with the farm.
Yes.
Fill us in.
Well, the gardens are going to be amazing this summer. We have tons of seeds, lots of donations for seeds. Of course, we have our amazing nurseries that have already promised tons of seedlings. So I'm really excited about that. I just transplanted a lot of seedlings that we started from seed. I actually posted on the website. My hands were completely dirty, which I'm excited. Can't wait till they're like that every day in the garden.
And your feet, I assume.
Yeah, oh, my feet are not clean for the next 5 months once we start in the garden.
Tell us about the move.
Gardner Park.
Yeah.
Okay, we are moving Gardner Park from the site to the Lake Road, basically all the stuff, the sheds, the fence, the trellising, the raised boxes, all our annuals. Memphry, with the good graces of Barbara Malloy. She loves our gardens.
Mm-hmm.
She's declared officially in writing with her copyright that Memphry is now the official friend of Fresh Start.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
Basically where we go, he goes, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I like her a lot. She's actually pretty cool once you get to know her.
Yeah.
So Memphry's moving with us on the 28th. We have started.
So this is Saturday the 28th of April?
We have started a Facebook event. It's called Bus to Move, which is kind of funny because we're actually going to be doing stuff at the Lake Road, putting in a fence. We get some nice giant poles that I bought from, oh God, he's going to kill me. I'm sorry, Mr. Putri. He's a Coventry. Oh God. He does the split rail fencing, the cedar.
Yeah,
so we got
it's
some
lovely.
nice cedar posts that are going to go around Lake roads to keep the deer out, and there's a moose over there.
Yeah.
It won't stop him, but the post won't get knocked down. He'll break the fence, but he won't break the post, hopefully. But so everything's being moved over there on the 28th.
Do you need more people?
Oh yes, we're gonna need because we're gonna move all the tools and everything. So it's also our garden sign-up day. So if anybody's interested in working for food, they should show up. Sign our agreement, which all it says is you won't trash the garden, you won't steal our tools, you work for food. It's basically a CYA. If you don't know what that is, Google it, because I'm not going to swear on TV. That way, if
I think you can say CYP, cover your posterior.
okay, that works. Once you get to know me, you know I'm not very elegant with my words.
You're descriptive, though, and that
Very
counts.
descriptive. So everything's going to be moved. We're going to try to organize it. One shed will be for our bigger equipment. The other shed for daily use.
So you want a load of people on the 28th to show up at Lake Road, right?
Yeah, and then we'll delegate responsibilities, and we'll send a crew over to dig up
And get
the
it
plants, and we want it pretty much done in one day.
Perfect.
And that is our plan, to get it out of there so they can plow it under and put it back to seed.
Perfect.
Yep.
So what else are you doing?
We're doing that. We're working with Cornucopia and NECA, the food shelf and the Meals on Wheels program, and they do a community meal there, to do food rescue and food cleaning. Right now we're doing the rescue. Walmart donates quite a bit of food to NECA and to Cornucopia. Right now we have a deal with Cornucopia. What they can't use, we take and we actually are distributing it out, so we've become kind of a food pantry.
Yeah.
Not a food shelf like NECA. NECA does a different function. We're more of a food pantry. So we're doing that, which is great. In the last 2 days, we've helped 57 families, which is great. NECA helps a different clientele than we do. We're aiming to help the bullet hole families, people that work, elderly, disabled, veterans, cancer patients, people that really can't get out, shut-ins. And NECA helps more of the general population. And they're open different hours than we are. A lot of people that come see us, like they work, so they can't get to NECA when it's open. And We also provide other, basically, services in the program, like budgeting and hooking people up with jobs, word of mouth, which around this area is really helpful.
So this is neighborhood people helping.
Yeah, that's what we're
people.
calling.
That is amazing.
That's what we're calling that aspect of the program, neighbor to neighbor. It'd be
great.
like if I showed up at your house and said, Pam, I really don't have any food, can you help me? You'd probably go to your cupboard and grab
course.
whatever you had.
Of course.
This is where I'm gonna put in a little plug for everybody. We all see the boxes at the store for food donation, and most people think you have to buy something in the store. Those boxes are also really good if you have the recyclable shopping boxes, bags you bring to the store. Everybody has something in your cupboard that you push aside when you're looking to cook,
Right.
that you never use. Throw those items in that bag when you're going to the store and throw those in the boxes. They can be used. NECA feeds about 80 people a day. Last month, I think it was 131 individuals they helped feed. It's very useful. Hunger is a big issue
Right.
in Orleans County. Meals on Wheels program is the same thing. If you have anything you can donate to either one of those organizations, Meals on Wheels program fed 33,000 people last year. So if you have extra to give, either actual food items, monetary, anything, it's really worthwhile just to give back to the community. And that's what the Neighbor to Neighbor program is. It's just to give back, which if we did more of, we wouldn't look so bad on paper.
Right.
And that's how Orleans County made it through the Depression. It was people helping people. They had nothing. It's like the Stone Soup story.
Right.
Just a bigger version.
Yeah. Can people get involved with that program? Do you need help? Let's put it
Oh,
that
we
way.
need help with everything. Every little bit that people help, even if you just donate a little bit of time or know somebody, even if you nominate somebody or know somebody that needs food or is too proud to go to NECA,
Yeah.
too proud to go to the food shelf, too proud to go to cornucopia or to a meal site. We actually have volunteers that come get the food for other people.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, my mother-in-law, she really could use a couple extra vegetables or a package of meat, or that don't want to go out in public or is shut in, doesn't have a car. So you can deliver for other people. You can work in the garden and earn vegetables and donate them back to the food shelves. Because we donate, like, for the last 6 years, we've donated 18,000 pounds of food into the community through the garden.
Which is incredible.
So we have another Facebook page that you actually helped start with, because you're running it, is Friends of Fresh Start Community Garden. So there's other things besides gardening that you can help out with. So there's many, many ways to help out with our
people
program.
can connect via Facebook, or they could contact you directly.
Yes.
Because I'm sure people know how to hunt you down.
I'm
And
not
if they-
hard to find.
If they don't, they can ask somebody, how do I find Jen Bernier? And somebody will know.
Yeah, I'm really not hard to find.
It's true.
I really am not.
What other programs do you have that you're starting
We
or
have
continuing?
We have the Neighbor to Neighbor, which is quite large. There's other things that I'd like to get started. I'm fleshing out. Hopefully they come to fruition. We have the Adopted Grandparent Program, which is we match elderly. We work with the Meeting Place. They have elderly as kind of an adult daycare.
Right.
The staff over there is amazing. We match up their clientele with children in the neighborhood, and they're actually going to be starting a daycare at the United Church, and we're going to be matching those kids up with an elderly person, and they're going to be working in the garden together. And over the winter time, they'll be reading stories, doing arts and crafts. I've contacted UVMs to start basically a program. Agenda, what they're going to be doing. I've contacted the library to get them involved, so they have little things to do all summer long besides just gardening.
And who's going to run that? That's a lot of work, that program.
I do that. That's my baby.
In your spare minutes.
In my spare minutes. But that's my baby.
Yeah.
I do that. They have a program coordinator at the Meeting Place, which will probably do the gardening part.
Oh, great.
But the extra stuff, that's my baby. I love that program. So That's what I do. I'm actually also working with the NEK-TV program at the high school to start a, we haven't quite named it yet, but it's similar to the Big Brother, Big Sister program. I actually have a thing on Facebook asking people for names. We got some really good names coming out, so I'm going to have to pick one for it. We got like Growing Sprouts is a suggestion.
I love that.
So we got some nurturing, what was the other one? The Growing Sprouts I really like.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards that. It's kind of
So
cool.
these are the high school kids.
The high school kids, they
And they're
go
gonna
to
do
the
what?
alternate school program.
Yeah.
They have a little more leeway, but we're also talking, I just sent an email for like the honor students that have to do that so many community service hours.
Yeah.
And I've reached out to Lake Region because from freshman to senior year, they have to do so many community service hours to graduate. So I'd like them to get involved too, to come work in the garden, work with some of the younger kids also, so they have kind of a mentor.
So they could do some of the garden art programs that we've talked about
Yeah.
as well. That would
Yeah,
be very
so
cool.
instead of just weeding or whatever,
Yeah.
they can do other stuff, you know, like the tire art we were
Yeah.
talking about and that kind of thing, yeah. So that's another program that we're working on.
And it's really about community engagement.
We're trying to do it, because like on our mission statement, it's a social, economical, and food
Yeah.
hub.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get all aspects, besides just growing vegetables. We're trying to bring everybody together. So we're so, in this day and age with social media, we are so pulled apart.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really knows each other. And it's me, 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 me. So we're trying to get it so it's us. And that's what we're trying to do with our
And
program.
the flip side of social media is it's a way to let everybody know so people can then come and be together.
It could be a tool
Yeah.
instead of just a hindrance.
Yeah.
So we're trying to use it as a tool.
And succeeding.
I think so.
I mean, a lot of people are signing up for more information or to be involved. What other programs? I mean, your list is endless.
Oh,
gathering.
we have so much. Cornucopia is going to be opening up their kitchen for us on Saturdays. So we're going to be setting up canning classes. And we're encouraging anybody in the community, if you have any skills, such as canning, cooking, that you would like to share with us, contact me. And we will definitely set up a class, because I have many people that I have taught in my own home
Right.
how to do canning. I like doing it, but literally putting in 60 to 80 hours a week in the
No.
garden, I don't really have time. But I would love to facilitate, to get you to expand your knowledge to other people, because it's a skill that is dying.
So when we empty mason jars, we should keep them for you, wash them out, and keep them.
We will take anybody's mason jars.
Perfect.
Canning jars, we will take the donation. If you don't have the lid, I will purchase the lids. So we have that open to us now, which we didn't before. Well, we did, but it was just I'd have small classes in my house.
Right.
Also, if you do want to do a class and we don't get anybody to teach, I will teach them regardless. I'll find time. But the rule is you bring your own mason jars, because they are expensive.
Which is why I think we can get a whole load donated by
But
those of us
you
who
bring
just
your
throw
mason
them in the
jars,
recycle.
you take away what you bring. I usually, if we don't have enough produce in the garden, I go down to Big Papa's in Littleton.
Yeah.
And I post that on my site quite a bit about Big Papa's, because they
Yeah.
have some amazing deals for the price of veggies.
Yes.
And fruits, and we do all kinds of stuff. Let's see, and we're doing gleaning, which a lot of people don't know about. If you know a farmer that grows fruits or vegetables, send us their name, the link. I'd love to talk to them. The gleaning program is just getting off the ground. Even a gardener that has a large garden, we'd love to talk to them. What gleaning is when somebody grows some vegetables or fruits, and they get to the point where every gardener gets, or like, I am not picking one more pea.
Right.
Or I'm
I
not
was just thinking peas.
I'm not picking one more green
or
bean.
potatoes.
I'm done. I'm not picking anymore, and they still have a lot. They can contact us. We'll have a group of workers go out. We'll pick it. And if it's a commercial grower,
Uh-huh.
whatnot, we can give them a certificate and they can actually write it off in their taxes
Right.
for full price by donating it to us.
Yeah.
And we'll distribute it out to the community via food shelf, the schools, our volunteers, people in the community that are hungry. And so it won't go to waste. The Salvation Farms is a food rescue place also, did a study. And in Orleans County alone, over 600,000 pounds of vegetables and berries go to waste a year.
Right.
14.3 million go to waste in the state of Vermont every summer, which is disgusting.
I agree. A
So-
lot of us wanted to work with Salvation Farms, but there was nothing up here. What they wanted us to do was spend hours driving to get somewhere into the other end of the state, which made no sense whatsoever.
We actually get accepted into the co-op,
Cool.
but there's a $1,500 fee for a year, and it would have to come out of my pocket.
Wow.
Which was great. I'd have no problem paying it
Uh-huh.
because they share all the food. So in
Right.
like Addison County, they have a lot of apples, which they would send up this way, so we could share through the food shelves and all
Yeah.
that stuff. But we are nonprofit. There's only so many grants available to community
Right.
gardens, so I didn't have the funds.
Right. And
And-
that's something we can do ourselves up here.
Yeah, we can do that ourselves. I mean, we can contact them if they want to share it up here. And also, I don't have storage.
Right.
I mean, and I'm doing this out of my house. Literally, my dining room is a food shelf right now, food pantry. I'd love to have a place that I could actually just go and put hours and have people come there, because literally, I have tons of people pulling up, quickly running and getting food. And
Sure.
anybody knows what that looks like. It doesn't look good. But
I bet it looks interesting.
yeah, I know what it looks like. Definitely doesn't look like a food drop, but I'd love to find a place that we could just have people go. There's a finality dream for the Neighbor to Neighbor program. There's a woman in Tennessee. It's called Community Cafe. And the prices are $7, $9, and $11. If you have the money, you pay $7 or $9 or $11 for your meal. If your pockets are heavy, you can pay $11. If you don't have any money and you're hungry, you work for an hour in the cafe. You do
Perfect.
dishes, you sweep the floor, you bus tables, you take orders,
And you eat.
and you eat. And they're open from 7 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So everybody eats. I would love to do something like that up here. Have, like, J.J. Newberry's. Do you remember J.J., or you weren't around?
I'm one of the people who does the windows in that
So
store.
J.J.
so-
Newberry's used to have, like, a lunch
Yeah.
counter. And they had a couple small booths. I would love to do something like that and have a cafe like that. Have our food pantry in the back.
Right.
So it can serve the people, same people that we do, because we're not in competition with NECA, because
Right.
NECA serves a different group of people than
Right.
we do. And we want to work with NECA so everybody can get what they need.
I presume cornucopia space isn't big enough for this.
No, Cornucopia serves a whole different set.
Right.
They serve more the elderly and that kind of stuff. And in the very back, I want to have our cleaning and food processing, because I eventually want to do like the restaurants when they get done, instead of them having
Yeah.
to throw the food away,
Giving it.
processing it, freezing it into meals. And so there's an end game in all this.
So we need a building.
I need a building, or a space is what I need. That's end game, but that's a ways down the road.
So somebody who has a building to donate should contact you.
Oh yeah,
And who
like
knows?
everybody has those sitting around, but that's
Well,
not going to
hey,
happen.
Maybe they do. You
But
never know.
that's the end game.
Yeah.
But free is not sustainable,
Right.
is what it is. And the reason that, like, me and my husband invest so much into this is there was a time that we had nothing after I got sick. And strangers, friends, and family came out in droves and helped us out immensely. And a lot of them, we didn't even know how much they had done until after we came out of what I consider the black hole that we were in. And we want to give back to the community. The garden I consider the garden kind of like the stepping block to the neighbor-to-neighbor program, and the adopt-a-grandparent program just kind of stepped off from the garden. And everything we're doing now is just a catalyst from the garden kind of led to where we're going now. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
So that's why we do it. It isn't, the money has nothing to do with it. It's just
Right.
the end goal. Being a decent human being and doing everything you can to bring everybody up to a good place.
So it's April 2018.
Yes, bust a move.
In April 2020, what do you want to see?
I would like to see as many community members out there as possible. Just having fun, because it's not worth it if you're not having
I
fun.
agree, totally.
I like having fun, even in the garden. You know, everybody thinks gardening's easy because it's gardening.
It's hard work.
It's very hard work, but if you're not having fun, it's not worth it.
Right.
Just knowing that the end game, the way we're planning on planting Lake Road, I'm estimating between 7,000 and 9,000 pounds of food coming out of that garden.
Wow.
The way I have it set up so we can plant it that way.
Mhm.
And that's a whole lot of food to give back. I'm super excited for this
Yeah.
season. I can't wait with the partnerships we forged with the Global Campus
Uh-huh.
through North Kingdom Mental Health,
Uh-huh.
Probation and Parole, Justice Center, which they're going to be getting their community service in, plus they get vegetables for doing that. Just the outpouring from the community, their support with the water, the council giving us water, which is amazing. See, the volunteers, people just coming out that want to work in the garden, which is, I think this is going to be a banner year.
Yeah.
And by 2020, I would like to see just like people just already signed up, just biting at the bit to grow. I would like to see the greenhouses with Waste USA growing year-round, having a permanent space. I'd like to see a mobile food truck. Would be great. We got all kinds of plans.
Do you see expanding beyond Newport?
I would love to expand beyond Newport, but I would like to see people like me stepping up. I wouldn't mind doing the oversight, but having somebody in Coventry
Right.
doing what I do. I mean, we would provide the seeds
Right.
and all the support that they need to if they ran the site, worked on. I mean, we have a good framework, but
Yeah.
in doing the legwork that I do, but I would help them with the design and
Right.
showing them how to get a good core group. I would help them do everything.
That would be great.
I would love to do that.
So when I look at North Troy and Coventry, just as examples, they have absolutely no way for people to buy fresh food.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
Oh, I know.
So if you don't have a car or you're sick, what on earth
They're more
do you
spread
do?
out too, so it'd have
Yeah.
to be modified a little bit, but I
Yeah.
think it could be done.
I agree.
I would love to do that. I would love to. But yeah.
So
But
we should be sending out the word to those communities.
I would like a person to stand up in each of those communities if they contact me. We could work out something if they were the lead, if they were like the manager of it and were willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
I would so do that. Yeah.
And it could start small.
Wouldn't have to be big.
Right. I mean, even something that's just growing lettuce say, and tomatoes for the first year.
Even raised boxes.
Yes.
You could do. It could be amazing. Yeah.
Now, when somebody said you can't even buy an apple in North Troy, I thought, wow.
Yeah, they don't have a supermarket there.
They have nothing. They have a quote, whatever it's called, Family Dollar, but that doesn't sell anything fresh.
Yeah, they have to come to Newport.
Yeah, and
or go
Coventry
to
has no
Richford.
stores at all.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to, But they have a lot of farmers out there that,
Yeah.
with the gleaning,
Yes.
we could actually do, that's why I was talking about the mobile food truck would be great. That we can go and be like, okay, we're gonna be here Tuesdays, you know?
So along with a donated building, a donated truck to turn into a food truck would be useful.
That would be useful, because I use my personal vehicle.
And that's probably in the same shape as my personal vehicle, which...
Oh, no, I keep this one up. It's a lot more expensive. I had my van
Uh-huh.
that I had to replace to shocks and the struts and twice on. That was expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that would be the ultimate to have a truck. Right now I'm looking for a trailer to tow behind because I have a large truck that's pretty high with trying to get my tiller and stuff in the back is.
Do you have a hitch on the back of?
Yes, I do.
Because I think there are people in this community who have trailers who might be willing to lend them.
That would be nice. That would be nice if you lent me the the trailer. But yeah, to go from garden to garden, it's quite cumbersome. Seeing it's like chest high level on me trying to lift up a
I
huge
used to live
tiller.
in a city that has a tool library, which is a central place where tools are brought together both for home repair or vehicles or gardening, and people who don't have tools can sign one out, use it, and take it back.
Yeah, but most of the tools are mine that I've
Right,
bought.
but there could be other things in a tool library here, like things that you don't want to buy for the garden, and nobody's going to use more than once or twice a season that could be shared.
See, the problem is most of my volunteers are women, which I would love to get some more men.
You
Not
mean
that I'm
muscle.
being sexist or anything, but most of the women are afraid to use motorized tools.
Right.
They don't want to be behind one of the big tillers, and I'm the one that usually gets tilling. I got 2 men that will do it for me or with me, but I'm usually the one. But so some robust men that aren't scared.
People who'd like to be macho behind a tiller and learn some skills.
I'm not macho. I'm just
You're
one of the
macho.
few. Oh, I'm macho. Thanks. Not really. I just can handle.
Matcha, actually.
A matcha.
Yeah.
I can just actually handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and also when they volunteer, I don't ask anybody to do anything I won't do.
Right.
And every single job that needs to be done, I do myself. And what doesn't get done by a volunteer, I literally do myself.
Right. But
But yeah, so we have.
it can gradually move on from that, and everybody can learn an abundance of skills.
We teach everybody whatever skill needs to be done.
Yeah.
There's only 2 things that I don't ask anybody else to do because it usually ends up with bad results, and it's nothing against volunteers. Pruning the tomatoes
Right.
is my job because that's kind of hard. That's a acquired skill,
And we all do it differently.
and we all do it differently, and mixed results.
Yes.
Depending on who does it and how they do it.
Absolutely.
So I usually do that just because it's easier. And flipping the compost, because it's mixed results. It's not so much you can do it wrong. It's usually I don't like vomit added to it.
Right.
It's because it smells bad.
Compost doesn't smell bad.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Oh, yes, it does. You get down into the fresher stuff when you're
Yeah,
trying to, it
but
does
it's-
smell bad. You can't tell me it don't. Whoever, Pam is lying to you. Compost smells horrible.
Actually, I don't flip my compost.
You don't?
No, I don't. Because there's other ways that you can do it. You can do it over a period of years.
You can't with the small in the gardens. You have to flip it. We do because the neighbors
You're
complain.
using it so fast as
We
well.
use it really
Yeah.
fast, but the neighbors complain
Yeah.
also if we don't
If-
flip it quick.
If you have the opportunity of leaving it longer,
We don't,
yeah, okay, then you have to.
and it stinks.
But it's so good for the garden.
It is good for the garden, but it stinks. It's like, whew. But yeah,
So how is somebody going to contact you in our last couple of minutes here?
they can either Facebook through the Fresh Start.
Fresh Start Community Farm.
Yeah, and I usually get
the Friends of Fresh Start Community
either one.
Farm
They can get a
or
hold
the
of
Fresh Start page.
Yep. Or they can just message me directly on Facebook.
Okay.
They can call me, but just be warned, if I don't have your number in my phone, I won't answer you. I do screen my phone calls.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of kooks out there, just so you know.
Or they can stop you on the street.
They can stop me on the street or in any store, which has happened before.
Or they can come down to the Lake Road Garden.
You see me in the garden, I will be wearing a straw cowboy hat. Pretty much from April 28th until beginning of November, I will be wearing one. Let's see, or email.
And what's the email?
jbatnas@gmail.com.
Excellent. And we're out of time again. See, it goes so fast.
Not fast enough. I hate doing this, but yeah.
Well, you do it well, and here's my deal. Will you come back again? You don't have to come back right away.
Not right away.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.